there's this NHL Legacy game which looked kind of odd. I looked it up and currently values for around like 15-ish dollars. Really old movie, I guess. The Spider, some kind of horror. And this one actually values still for like 20 to 25 bucks.
Hello everyone, it's Austin and we are back with episode 2 of this PlayStation Collection Challenge. We picked up a ton of great stuff in last week's episode, some great Blu-rays for us to flip, and we still have some stuff on eBay. We got around like 18-ish dollars in our game fund right now. To start off this episode, I want to talk to you guys about where I'm located now and how that affects my game hunting. Earlier this year, I decided to make the move up here to the Minnesota Twin Cities area. And it's a huge city, it's pretty much 2 cities, and there's a lot more thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, so that means there's a lot more opportunity for me up here. But there's also a lot of experimenting with seeing which stores are actually good or have better prices and figuring out my favorite ones. I still haven't found like a legitimately good video game store over here, so still exploring around and trying to find one that I can reliably go to and find some good deals, bring my trade-ins. So that brings a little bit of a twist to this series because there's a lot for me to learn and explore throughout the city. All in all though, I'm really excited. Gonna be a little bit more challenging, but shouldn't be too bad. For this week's episode, we're just going to continue going out and seeing if we can find some good deals, items to flip. Without further ado though, let's just jump into the series and see what we find.
Starting off at our game showcase, and we still have a decent amount of items listed on eBay. We got one sale, and it's just this Fantastic Four double feature. This one sold for $24, and we picked it up for, I believe, $6 at that records shop. It looks like we've got another quick sale, and it's going to be this Shrek 3D Complete Collection. A little sad to see this one go, but it only sold for $14.50, and we picked it up for $3 at a Goodwill. Let's go ahead and get these 2 items packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to the game fund. We're here at a Salvation Army store, and up front by the case I'm seeing a bunch of movies and games. Nothing too crazy in the movies up top. A couple of Blu-rays. Got War of the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Guardians, Transformers. But down here in the video game section, I'm not seeing anything too crazy. A bunch of sports titles. This might draw a lot of people away. It's actually, yellow tag is half off. So a lot of them are yellow tag. Got some Wii games over here, Wii Play, along with this Wii Fit EU, and that's only like $1.99. But over here we actually have a couple of NCAA games. I am seeing NCAA Football 07, 09, 10, 11, and 12. Unfortunately it's missing 2008, but they're all $4 and yellow tag half off. I think I could possibly pick these up and bundle them up and put them up on eBay. That's something new that I would like to do, is bundling up series of games. And for $10, I think I can at least double up if I bundle them all together. So it's kind of a new strategy I would like to do. But first we got to get someone to open this and check to see if they have the manuals and the actual game in there. So I randomly found this rack full of ink cartridges as well, and some of these do hold some value, but for the most part a lot of these are expired and I guess were just donated for some reason. They're all marked at $5, so the only thing I would consider picking up is this one right here, this HP tricolor one. It's got an expiration date of March 2026, so just recently. And for $5, I think it does still value for around like 19 or 20. So I think we are gonna pick this one up.
card, it's gonna be 16.52.
We're checking out the video game section now, and we got some PlayStation 2 games up here. Doesn't seem to be anything too crazy. NCAA Football '07, 2 copies for some reason. NHL, we got a SingStar game. But down here, I actually spotted some stuff in the Xbox 360 section, some interesting games for sure. I looked at all these, and these are all kind of out of place. We got Madden 10. I don't think these are really worth much. This isn't even a game, but these NCAA Football 10s, this has got Football 11 in there, and then here's NCAA Football 11, which has got 10 in there. I think if these were cheaper, I would pick them up, but at $5 a piece, I'm gonna pass on these. And then we got some interesting finds. This NCAA Basketball '09. The basketball games do tend to hold some more value, and at $5, I think I am gonna grab this. And then the most interesting find of them all, NBA 2K14. After checking inside, it was 2 games. The first one is NBA 2K14, but the other game is NCAA Basketball 10, which is a huge find. It doesn't seem to be too bad, just got some smudges and stuff I can easily wipe off. But this game currently values for around 50 to like $60, even loose like this. I'm not exactly sure why it holds so much value. But yeah, really nice find. We're gonna go ahead and grab it for the $5 mark. The rest of these, nothing too crazy, just wipe out. FIFA 15. So we got 2 games here actually. Should be around like $10 for the both of these. In the Wii section, nothing really too interesting. Scanning through the toys section now, and I really wasn't expecting to find anything at this stop, but we actually came away with some decent stuff for sure. As you guys saw through the Blu-rays, there's a lot of people over there, so I didn't really get to speak much. But this is like a black and white, really old movie, I guess. The Spider, some kind of horror. Bullets won't kill it, flames can't hurt it, nothing can stop it. Blu-rays are $4 here, which isn't the cheapest, but I think this thing values for around like 20 to 25. So for that, I think I am gonna grab it. They had a couple other interesting Blu-rays too, but I think I'm gonna pass on it. This is what I've gotten so far. I actually just went and donated something really quick too, so got this 20% off coupon to use with this. I think it should save me like a couple bucks. We're looking at what, 12.16? So not bad. We're here at our game showcase with some updates. Savers has actually been a pretty good store to shop at. The sticker prices aren't the greatest, but they've been having a lot of sales, so the store has been really good for me. We've been finding some great items over there. Here's all the pickups that we've gotten. I did take out this NCAA Basketball 10 and threw it in a separate case. So now we just have this copy of NBA 2K14, which really doesn't hold much value. I don't really want to keep it in my collection either. I could possibly trade it in, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get anything for it. So I think my best bet is to actually throw it up on eBay for around like 10 or 11 bucks. If it does end up selling, I'll get to add back maybe 2 or 3 bucks, which isn't bad because I purchased this mainly for this NCAA Basketball 10. As of right now, we got 1 sale. Hopefully we can get a couple more throughout the week. This NCAA Basketball '09, very desirable one, and this one sold for $28. We picked this one up for around 4 bucks at that Savers. So gonna get it packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Our next stop is going to be this craft thrift store. Just spotted it on Google Maps, so decided to pop in and check out to see if they had any video games. They did have a bunch of DVDs here, not really any Blu-rays, but saw this Chicken Run movie, which definitely brought me back. Down here on this rack, I spotted some VHS tapes. I mainly just look for horror movies. Those tend to hold a little bit more value, but I just never find them at thrift stores. VHS tapes are super desirable nowadays. Over here in this corner, I did spot some video games. We got like 10 PlayStation games. We got Mercenaries 2 for $5. Was definitely interested in this one. I originally wasn't planning on grabbing anything at this stop, but the owner was super chill and was willing to give me a deal if I grabbed a couple of them. NHL 14 is one that I don't see too often, so I would have thought it had some value, but apparently it doesn't. And then we got Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. This one always catches my eye, and for $4, definitely considered grabbing this one. And then we got a copy of WWE 13. This one is, I believe, one of the older ones on this console. So at $4 as well, I definitely considered this one too. They had a couple more PS3 games over here too, and these honestly weren't too bad. They had Thief for $4 along with this Legendary Edition of Skyrim. I'll just go with these three. Yeah.
Alrighty. Here that gets us to 1065 with one off each of them.
Okay, cool.
Made our way back to the car and picked up 3 PlayStation 3 games to add to our collection for around $10. Not bad. First game we picked up was this Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. I'm pretty sure they have re-released these on the newer platforms as well, but still pretty cool on the PlayStation 3. Comes with all the DLC, I would believe. Picked up a copy of WWE 13. They made so many of these games. I don't know which ones hold value, but I think it's still nice to be able to grab one on the PlayStation 3, and this is probably one of the older ones. And then last but not least, we picked up a copy of Mercenaries 2. He took $1 off of all of these games, so $4 for this is a really good deal. I think this still values for around like 10 to 15 bucks.
Here we are at a Maxit pawn shop for this week, and currently have games scattered around this shelf. Apparently the Wii games are like 3 apiece, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 are like $4 a piece. PS4 and Xbox One are $7 or $8 a piece. I don't remember exactly, but I already spent some time digging through. Gonna go with you guys really quick everything that I did see. This is a cool Cabela's game. They actually have a couple Cabela games on the Wii. I don't know if any of these are worth picking up, but Dangerous Hunt 11, 2009. I know this Disney Enchanted Journey is one that holds a little bit of value, but missing the manual, unfortunately. Got a Looney Tunes game right here. Moving on over here, and we got Xbox games. This Black Ops 2 loose. I don't know if this is worth picking up or not. I think it goes for around like 15-ish bucks. Really clean. I may take a chance on this for $3. Gonna hang on to that. And then we just got a bunch of loose games over here. I don't think there's anything too interesting in this pile. Just kind of a lot of shovelware games, a couple of Just Dance games. This Connect Sports is cool, and yeah, really good prices. I mean, $3, you just can't beat that. But we're mainly here for the PlayStation games. This is what our series is. 2K, a couple of loose games, NBA Live 10. Saw me pick this up earlier. This is a Skylander Superchargers, and I looked it up, and it currently does hold some value. Goes for around like 15 to 20. A lot of handprints on there. So for $3, I think we are gonna pick this one up. What else do we have? Black Ops 1, Rock Band 2. Do I start picking up games for the collection? We got some Guitar Hero games on PS2 as well. Or 2 and 3 Legends of Rock. Do these bundle up really well? I think I'm gonna play it safe though and not pick any of these up. If they had some more interesting titles, I could have possibly picked some of these games up, but yeah, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy. Create game, sorcery. This looks cool. Some kind of PlayStation Move game. This is actually a game I've never seen before. And because of that, I could consider grabbing it if it is $3. Anything interesting in this pile? You know what? Red Dead Redemption, great game on the PlayStation 3. I could possibly just grab this to add to the collection. I've never had a copy on the PS3. And then we got the PlayStation 4 section, which I didn't see anything too crazy. These are $7 or $8 a piece. We do have Madden 25 though, and this one actually values still for like 20 to 25 bucks. I think either way, we're gonna have to grab this one at whatever price it's at. So yeah, we've got some stacks of games so far.
So your total is going to be $16.31.
Okay.
Okay, you paying by Apple Pay.
We have made our way back to the game room, and that pretty much wraps up the game hunting for this week. I just want to take some time now to go over all our pickups, see how much we paid, and the values of everything. So starting off at that Salvation Army, found a bunch of games for around like $2 a piece. First thing we got is this HP ink cartridge 63 tricolor. Not sure if this was a great pickup or not. We picked it up for $5 and only values for around like 15. We then picked up a ton of Xbox 360 games. We got this NHL Legacy Edition. I had no idea this thing existed. Not sure what's so special about this, but values for around like 10 to 15. And then we picked up these 4 NCAA games. Again, my plan is to bundle these up on eBay and see if I can sell them for around like 25 to 30. That should allow us to at least double up the $8 that we paid for these. For our next stop, we scored huge at a Sabres store. Picked up a couple NCAA basketball games. These are very sought after. The first one we got is this NCAA 10. This is actually the last NCAA basketball game that ever released. So that's why this thing is worth a ton. A lot of people are looking for this. And March Madness just concluded, so it's a good time to be able to have this. And I've heard news that there is another NCAA basketball releasing next year, so we'll see if that happens. We did pick up a copy of NCAA 09, and that already sold for around $28. Really happy with that purchase. Along with this 2K14, the NBA Basketball 10 game was actually in here. This is in our collection, so we'll see what we do with this. And then lastly, we got The Spider on Blu-ray, some kind of old horror movie. Looks to be filmed in 1958, a black and white style movie. I had discovered a new thrift store this week. It was called Crafty Thrift, and we actually did find a couple of games, so decided to take out the camera and start recording. We picked up 3 PlayStation 3 games. First one is this Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. I remember when this game first came out, super cool. You got DC characters fighting, you got the heroes, you got the villains. I remember playing as the Joker, and I actually liked this version of the Joker. I feel like they completely ruined him in the movies and in Injustice 2. We picked up a copy of WWE 13. I do not play WWE games no more, but I think the last one I played was 2011. It's great to see though that they are still releasing these games every year. And then lastly, we got a copy of Mercenaries 2, one that I've always wanted to check out. I'm not sure if they've made this available on like the PS4 and Xbox One, but a game that is probably just going to get added to my backlog. This game does hold a little bit of value too. Last but not least, we made a stop at a Maxit pawn shop. It's a pretty popular pawn chain around my area, so I'll have to check out more of these. First game we got is this Black Ops disc only on Xbox 360, and they actually threw this game in for free. Pawn shops around here have been super generous. One game that really surprised me was this Head Coach 09 game. I know a lot of people do enjoy playing these head coach games. I've never really played them or got into them. I don't think they make these games anymore either, but this game does value for around like 15 to 20. along with this Madden 25. For some reason, this thing still does hold a ton of value on the PlayStation 4, so a great pickup. We got 2 more PlayStation 3 games, this Skylander Superchargers, and then we've also got this Sorcery game, one that I'm going to be adding to my collection. But it looks like a pretty generic PlayStation Move Motion game. It says the magic is in your hands, motion controller is your magic wand. It's one of these kind of games, I guess. But yeah, I'd say it was another successful week of video game hunting. We were able to go out, find more items to flip to build up our game fund. But that's pretty much all I got for this week. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one.